Welcome back. I
Hey.
stole your line. I stole your line!
Whoa.
This is episode 18 of The BoredRoom. I'm Sara.
Now I'm Rachel.
Right. We don't have any jokes that were pre-written. We're just going to jump right into it.
We're just
gonna
jumping it in
dive.
from now on.
We're going to dive into the shallow end because we know that's what you want. You want to see our
Yeah.
gorgeous faces. You want to see me looking like a shiny cashew. Rachel looking like, I don't know.
Just shiny in general.
A white bean, yeah.
Yeah. A black-eyed pea. I meant let it look like Fergie.
Oh, I was going to say that I look like the Native American guy. Taboo. The braids. I made that joke on a live stream once, and I was so glad people got the joke. Wasn't that the most racially diverse group I have ever seen in my entire life? They checked off every box. Black, white, Asian. They got a Native American? Hello? And one of them was a woman.
Impressive.
One woman to three men. That's what Hollywood considers to be gender equality. Anywho, we've got a lot to talk about. As you can see from my background, I don't know why I sound like Wendy Williams. As you guys can see from my background, I'm not in the same room. And you can see how much I decorate. Y'all can't even see the angle. Because what they can see from what's being recorded right now, it's not even the craziest thing. I'm going to do like a little room tour or whatever on my Patreon. Like if you guys want to see it, like you can like go to my Patreon or whatever. But you will see genuinely how ostentatious I am. And it's like I've printed out photos of things that make me happy. So it's like Kermit crying in a shower. It's like Joan Rivers like sprawled out in like an 80s photo shoot. No photos of my family. No like actual people I know in real life. But several photos of Michael Cera and drag queens that I've never once interacted with. To be fair, I also don't have any photos of myself up. Aside from the giant portrait that I painted of myself that is hanging next to my bed. But aside from that, aside from that, there's nothing else. What was I going to say? We should start off with, okay, we know that we always go off topic.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty.
True.
That's the beauty of these things. But I just wanted to say, have a little sincere moment and say that I'm kind of like really happy with like where my life is going right now. And in most areas of my life, like health-wise, I'm good. My thyroid is still trying to kill me, but like not as aggressively. I kind of have a man. He doesn't know it yet, but I have one. I'm kind of just as fat, to be honest with you. Not that I am fat, but like I haven't lost any weight. But I'm technically in a good position in the sense that like I posted a TikTok, one of the only TikToks where you see me below the neck or below the nip.
Yeah.
And the response was, let's just say this, when you post full body images of yourself and you're talking about like running over people that work at like a sunglass hut or something, and everyone is just like, oh my god, baby, you got body. And it's just like you see all the avatar, like all the profile pics are like old men that are in trucks for some reason. That's how you know you're sexy. That's the only way that you can, that's the only valid form of validation. Don't let these feminists fool you. It's comments from strange, horny men online that are the only foundation for a good relationship with your body. I'm half joking when I say that. Either way. And I was doing it because I wanted to have more like, diversify my brand. Because you don't know if clothes brands want to work with you. Because I feel like someone would, a Target would definitely look at my TikToks and be like, we want to be associated with this woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little scared. I didn't like the idea of people knowing that I had a physical form. I wanted them to think that I was a floating head and like arms, maybe the occasional foot, you know.
You're what's the thing from Doctor Who where it's like, moisturize me.
Yes,
it's
the
just
skin,
like the piece
the last
of skin.
human on Earth.
Yeah, that's you. That could have been you.
Well, I am on the rag. And it's in the barbecue sauce stage. Like, it's new. Like, for people who don't know, when you get your period, there is red because there is technically blood, but a lot of times it's like tissue. Like, it's weird. It's like brown.
Yeah.
It's like gooey.
Yeah.
It's like
Don't make that noise.
raspberry preserve. Yummy, yummy. I bet you someone right now in the audience would legitimately scrape off my pad and then put that on a piece of toast and eat it.
The way you're like right though, like that the same guy who commented from the full body post earlier.
I hope my children see this. I hope they see me. There. I hope they see me make that comment. I feel like that clip might be included in like a group chat in the future where they're like, "This is your mom? This is your mom?" And I hope my kid is like, "Yeah." And I came out of that snatch.
That is. Yeah. I had to swim through that on the way out.
You'd be like, "Yeah, that's how my parents met. What about it?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, at this point, there's no point in trying to be like coy and coquettish online. Absolutely everyone is going to be messy. What we've done online is nothing. It legitimately is nothing. I don't think it's anything that could get us fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Fired from my job that I don't have yet.
I love that. I love that so much when people are like, I'm going to get canceled, including us. Where we're like, we're going to get canceled for blah, blah. Like, no one's watching this. No one cares.
Yeah, nobody knows us.
You have to have a career to get canceled.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
you have to have something to lose first.
You have to be booked to get unbooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our little spiel. So I did go a little crazy on my room. Your background is also gorgeous. I love the blank.
The blank beige
corkboard.
This is because I'm in the basement at my parents' house, and this used to be my mom's like virtual classroom setup. So it used to be like an actual bulletin board, and like it was fully decorated. But then once they went back in person, we took it all down. So now it's just this blank wall behind me.
It matches. I feel like if you strip down any sort
camouflage,
of like, if you did that, oh my god, it'd be like the Gautier video from somebody that I used to know.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what's that on your chest? And you'd be like, oh, those are my nips. And I'd be like, I thought those were buttons. I remember when we first got on this call that I quickly glanced at the screen and I thought that your microphone was like a tiny woman in a niqab. Yeah. And I was like, where did you get this petite Muslim woman?
Yeah.
To just sort of stand in the corner.
She's just chilling. Wait, let me see. I think I have... Oh, here's her friend.
Ooh.
I really messed up the camera angle. Have you heard of Squishmallows?
No. Is that some sort of those like sort of Japanese squeeze plushies?
Kind of. Yeah, they're like the softest thing ever. They're so nice. They had some at Costco.
What were we talking about? We talked about scraping off my period. Naturally.
Napping on Twitch?
Yes. We should call it 2 Girls, 1 Zoom. That was a joke. That would be so... Speaking of getting some requests, there was a person that reached out to me that was into Findom, and they wanted to know if I'd be into it. I didn't want to...
Wait, I'm sorry, what is
Financial domination. And they were very nice.
I was like, is that something with a fish? Is there seafood involved?
Shut up! No! Yeah, he wanted me to tinkle his
slap him with the fish.
He was like John McAfee. He's trying to screw whales. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. But this person, they're very nice. And to be fair, I asked they were like, whoa, the way that you talk on TikTok, and you keep making jokes about being a dominatrix, and I didn't know if you're actually being serious. And I was like,
ew.
Because, I mean, at the same time, I was like, nah, but like they kind of have a point. I really do be falsely advertising a lot. And I'm surprised more people have not asked me. True. Anyway.
Suddenly you get like 18 DMs.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, they were very nice about it at the very least. So I was like, sorry, like I don't really know if I want to do that. And they were like, oh, okay, no problem. And I feel like that's how interactions should go. You should ask,
True.
And if they're into it, great. If they're not,
move on.
Sayonara, buddy.
Get the next person.
And what's so sad is that I really turned down something that is really the end goal for a lot of people. Like, that was the dream.
Yeah.
So let it be known on record that I could have easily been milking someone for money and they would have been into it. I could have been a sugar baby with no sugar involved. And I turned it down because that's the kind of woman that I am.
She has morals.
That's right. That's right. So I guess in another way, here's the thing, I'm passing it on. There might be another person who, this person will go to and ask. And if, in a way, am I not providing another woman with a job?
True.
Aren't I such a good person?
You're an employer at this point.
I am a good person. And I feel like I don't think that gets acknowledged enough is that I support other women. Indirectly. Always indirectly. And in the same sense, I also do sabotage other women, so I feel like my good cancels itself out, and I'm back at square one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rachel, you traveled recently.
I did. I'm a woman abroad.
Wow.
I'm abroad.
Right.
But I went to Canada, which is like the closest to the US that you can be abroad in, I feel like. But it was fun there. I think something that was like, wow, this is a foreign country, was that the white people were speaking another language.
That's how you
I was
know.
like, I've never seen that before.
Wow.
They were speaking French there. It was crazy.
It is interesting that Canada, which is the home place of Drake, who is as
Justin Bieber.
It's still a little alarming when you realize how many celebrities are Canadian. Avril Lavigne, Ryan Gosling.
Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel is Canadian. What the frick? Chad Kroeger.
Yeah.
Chad Kroeger, Ryan Reynolds, Canadian.
We made because we were doing like a sketch show there. We were in like a festival.
Ooh.
And we like made a joke about like, I forget what it was, but like it was something like everyone in hockey, or everyone in Canada learns how to ice skate so they can leave or something. Like we made some joke about like
Hilarious.
everyone leaving Canada, and they were kind of like, I don't think so. But they did like, I made a joke dissing Queen Elizabeth, and they were like, oh, like They really liked that.
You're part of the Commonwealth. Isn't that so gross? It's like, get your crusty little raisinette hands off of these countries.
And their money is like candy colored. It was.
Isn't it have the Queen on it still?
Yeah, like their 20 has a queen. And I was like, what's up with that? I've never seen her around these parts.
She's not allowed to come.
Is she on the money?
She's not allowed to come. Ever since Harry swam across the Atlantic.
She's not allowed to what?
Stop it. That's disrespectful. We can only threaten to kill her on here, okay?
Yeah, we can. Not pleasure, only kill.
Oh my god. There are some people I look at and I'm like, you've never busted a nut in your entire life. And it's so obvious.
Me? No.
Oh. Anywho.
I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, I would say that Prince Andrew is busting enough nuts to cover all of the other family members. Isn't it also crazy that nothing ever happened to him? He lied through his teeth in that interview where he was like, I could not have been in that house because I was getting pizza with my daughter at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon, and in detail that I remember for some exact reason that wasn't fed to me by my lawyer. And everyone was like, we don't believe you. Like, it's such a lie. And he was like, oh, I don't sweat anymore because I had an adrenaline overdose in the Balkans war. I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Anywho, and then, like, nothing happened to him. And he got stripped of his titles. But it's like, oh, so, first of all, he's still a prince. He's still a prince. It's never going to be taken away from him. He still gets to keep his house. Now he has no responsibilities. How's this a punishment?
Yeah, it's almost better.
How's this a punishment?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I remember when people like, this is my little spiel against the monarchy because I'm going to say it once more. Remember how they're like, oh, the monarchy, if they were actually to get in trouble, technically speaking, I don't think you can actually prosecute the queen, but everyone is like, well, what is she going to do? What's she going to commit arson? You're going to catch her like graffitiing a wall or something, and then she's going to be like, what are you going to do about a bitch? And then she like flips the bird and she jumps, she runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically everyone's like, well, that's never really going to happen, so what's the problem? But this is what happens when you put people above the law because you think they're some sort of genetically superior blood family. That's what it is. They literally think that their blood is different or better than ours, that it warrants. Isn't it essentially when you get coronated, it's like in a church? So the tradition is basically making the claim that you have the divine right to rule. Isn't that blasphemous? Isn't that literally blasphemy to be like, oh, by the way, God is allowing you to be the queen? Is allowing you to be the king? Did he tell you? Did he text you? Did he fax you a message? Anyway, that was my spiel.
You know what I say we do about this? We throw all the tea in the river right now.
I thought you were going to go with the French solution.
Yeah. Guillotine.
Oh my god.
I freaking wish. I saw one of those, that like AI image generator? It was like Fisher-Price guillotine, and the picture it generated was so good. Oh, it was amazing.
Guillotine, that's fantastic.
It was so good.
Either way, that was my spiel on the royal family, and I'm comfortable saying this because of the fact that I'm not English, I'm not from the Commonwealth. I don't think I will ever get knighted. Not knighted. I won't ever become a lady. I don't know what the female equivalent is.
Yeah.
So I'm not losing anything. If I had been English, I think I would curve my tongue. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would want that.
You're like, that might happen one day.
Right. I'll be the first TikToker to and people laugh now, but watch. One of these TikTokers is gonna legitimately become like a mainstream celebrity that's talented. It's gonna be me because I'm one of the only 10 TikTokers that has talent. But and then eventually they're gonna be like, they started from humble beginnings. Like I said, that I feel like a Twitch streamer is going to become a president at one point. You can mark my words. It's going to happen. It's an inevitability at this point. What?
Yeah. I said ninja.
Is he American?
President. I don't know, actually.
He really played Fortnite.
All I know is that he had, like, blue hair.
Yeah, I remember that. He played Fortnite with Drake.
He was on The Tonight Show, I think, a couple times.
I remember Stephen Colbert was like, why would people watch people playing video? Like, it's so stupid. I don't understand. Like, this is ridiculous. And he's not necessarily wrong, but I think that was, like, one of the most downvoted videos ever, where people were like, he doesn't understand.
He doesn't get
would be, and I'm just like, just admit that what you like is stupid. Most of the stuff that I enjoy is completely asinine. Like, stop getting so offended over it. This 60-year-old man, or 55, I don't know how old he is, but this man who's like 50 years old doesn't understand why you would watch somebody play a game that you're not even going to purchase or buy. It's not a playthrough. They're not giving you cheat codes. And most of you are actually, what you're doing is you're making beef stroganoff to a pretty girl who's playing, a Call of Duty game. That's what it is. Just admit that.
Or they're doing jumping jacks as they're playing. Yeah.
Or they're like bending over. It's like just bendy Russian women in bathing suits and like what was it again? Like a jacuzzi or like a little inflatable tub, because Twitch was cracking down and they were like, you can only be in a bikini if there's a body of water. And they're like, bet we're going to get a kiddie pool.
Even better. Yeah.
And it's like, great. Now they're wet and they're not clothed. See what you did, Twitch.
This is worse. Didn't they like ban like cracker? They were like, that's a slur. And everyone was like, really?
Yes, that apparently they included that. And I love the people who were
That's
just making
wild.
up the etymology of the word, where they were like, actually, the word cracker is a reference to the cracker of the whip. And I'm like, that's not true. That's literally just
Wow,
made
you sounded
up.
just like the person from Big Mouth. Sorry.
Which person?
When you did that voice. The nerdy girl with the overalls.
Oh! I haven't watched Big Mouth in a while. I got a lot of people saying that I look like Missy.
Missy, yeah, that's her name, yeah.
Can you guys do this?
Yeah, I feel like it sounds just like it.
Any brown-skinned person with curly hair and glasses, everyone is just like, you look like that person!
That's you!
You look like that person! Yeah, it's never like Halle Berry or like Zendaya.
That's my, somebody at our sketch show, he did a slideshow thing. It was really funny. It was people, like black people he has been told he looks like, and black people he wishes he had been told he looked like. He did this whole thing. It was really funny though.
Who did he get compared to often?
He got Frederick Douglass was the funniest one that he got. I think it was like when he had his hair grown out. He got Frederick Douglass.
Oh, so not because of
and then
the
one he wanted
on
the
his
most.
Back.
Oh, I don't think so. The But the one he wanted the most was Frozen, which I thought was funny.
Which is great because
I was like, that's a good choice.
His eyes are covered most of the time.
Yeah.
You have his nose and lips.
Yeah, his wife's like there but not there. You know, he seems like a single guy on the movie.
Her name is Honey.
Really?
Apparently, that's what her name is.
Wow.
Her name is Honey. Can you believe?
Honey, where's my super suit?
Right.
And that was like Honey
That's
as in her name, Honey.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? She was never on camera. She had like 2 lines, and she stole the show.
Yeah.
And by the way, you didn't tell me the most important...
I think you look like her, actually.
Shut up! You're so racist. Like, I can't believe you say that. I feel like she has a fat ass.
True. I feel like she would be hot.
I mean, it's Pixar. You know what they be.
She definitely has a dumpy.
You did not tell me about the most important thing that happened to you in Canada, which I feel like the audience needs to know.
Oh.
The ham.
Is it? Yeah, I went to a French cafe, and well, the menu was like in French, so we were like, I'll go with this one. You know, I was kind of shooting in the dark because some of it like kind of sounded like Spanish. So I was like, that kind of looks like eggs, but in Spanish. So I'm thinking that's scrambled eggs. So luckily I got the right meal. But this one thing, it was listed as homemade ham, which I don't know what that means. Still,
sketchy.
It tasted wonderful. But do they have a pig back there? Like, I was hearing squeals. Is that what that was? Like, are they murdering a pig behind me in the kitchen?
I mean, here's the thing. You would still be okay with that if that was actually how the ham is being prepared.
Definitely. I would rather them show me the killing, actually. You know, very farm to table sort of mentality is what I have.
I feel like it could be a great, like a vegan PSA. You ever see the ones where it's like, you go to a restaurant and you have to pick up the food, but then they're like, okay, right this way, and then you go to a room. And they're like, okay, well, you're going to have to kill it now. And then the person's like, what? But like, I just wanted the meat. Like, I don't want to kill it. And then it's like, see, if you had to kill the meat that you consume, you'd be vegan too. I feel like it would be a great reverse for that, like some sort of, I don't know, a steakhouse. And instead of the person being like, oh my God, I can't do that, they were like, all right, and just bludgeon it to death. And then they're like, already tastes delicious.
Yeah.
And then that was the whole gag. Oh, that'd be so great. I should be in advertising. I'm so Liz Leach, and I feel like the world of advertising would be great for me. I'd fit right in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. I can't believe you actually managed to legally get into that country.
Yeah, it was tough because we found out we got in to the festival like a month in advance of the date, but then the passport office is like so backed up still from COVID that they're like, it's gonna take 5 to 7 weeks to get you your passport. So I was like, huh? Like, I was scared I wasn't gonna be able to go. But then I had to show up and like book. Well, no, let me even go back more. So I had to like call the office 2 weeks in advance of when I'd be leaving the country to set up an appointment. And the only appointments they had were the day we were leaving, the day of our flight. So literally the office opened at like 8 a.m. I got there at 7:45. I was like 15th in line, 15 minutes before the office even opened. I'm waiting there. I brought like literally every government issued paper that has ever been given to me. Because I was like, I cannot get denied from this. But luckily all of them were accepted. They were all fake, but they believed them. No, they all worked out. And then I just had to sit in their little waiting room in a chair for like 4 hours. And then they gave me my passport. Then I went back to College Park and then went to the airport and then got to Canada. Well, we went to Toronto and then from Toronto we went to Montreal. So it was like a 14-hour day, but I somehow made it.
Well, that was a lucky thing. You didn't waste that money on that freaking plane ticket.
And the passport was like $300 or something. I was
Imagine
like, just to go into Canada?
They should be paying you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm doing them a service. I was there to bring some entertainment, okay?
You would bring chuckles.
Also, the bar owner, Yeah, he bought us all a shot afterward. He was like, "Yo, that was great, man!" Like he was like freaking out, and he bought us a shot. And it was me and Sammy were there, and we were both like, "Oh," like we were a little scared to do the shot, and then we both took it, and we were like, "Woo!" Like one shot kind of set us over the edge, but
I enjoyed
because the bar owner was like, "Let's get her a juice," and I was like, "I can do it," because he was like, "Is whiskey okay?" And I was like, "No."
Did your tummy hurt afterwards, baby?
Maybe a little. Maybe a little.
Tum hurt. What I love most is that where I'm traveling, you get the visa at the airport. That's how little they care. There's no screening process. There's no screening process. Yeah. And I don't think that policy has changed. All I'm worried about is like, we can get COVID results to get into the country, which I don't even think they care about either. But to come back, even though we're US citizens, the idea that we're going to get like reliable COVID testing in that country, get our results like in an orderly fashion, and then be able to send it over before we leave. I'm like, so I don't know. Yeah. I think that the US technically they did. I think they stopped having that as a policy. Like if you're coming into the US, I don't think that you have to. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, I think we just had to show, like, if you weren't triple vaxxed, then you had to show a test result. But as long as you had the 3, like, we were good.
I don't have the booster. Should I get it now, just in case?
I don't know if the rules are more lenient or not, because this was like a month ago, so I don't know if it's changed in the last month.
I think so. Someone told me that like the past, recently speaking, they changed it because they were like, what's the point?
Yeah.
That's some BS. Like the booster doesn't stop you from transmitting it to other people. So why would that even make any difference? The vaccine doesn't even do that. This is some doing us.
Yeah.
This isn't fair.
And I mean the vaccine's not even real anyway. Like, so why are they making us get it?
Actually, I saw the coronavirus myself. I saw it crawling out of China. I saw it marching out. Out.
It took its little feet.
It was like the terracotta army of little viruses marching out. And they were like, we're on our way to ruin Trump's economy. They were singing, and I was like, whoa. I know they're Chinese, because that was the most well-rehearsed, choreographed, like perfectly organized little formation of viruses. It looked like the Beijing opening to the Olympics. So that was our little conspiratorial spiel out of the way. I'm just excited to be able to see my family. It's been years. Isn't that crazy? It's been 3 years since I've seen my mama. In person.
Do you guys talk a lot, like, on the
really.
phone
we talk,
still?
Like, once a week. We talk once a week.
That's a good amount.
That's more than a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's more than a lot of people. I love it when she's like, oh, you've gotten so skinny. Like, have you been eating? And I'm like, I'm just as fat as I was, like, when you talk to me. Like, there's been no difference. I mean, it is a little like, oh, wow, do I look more toned? Or whatever.
Maybe it's the ring light. The ring light's
I only talk to her with, like, perfect lighting. I do my brows.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I
I gaslight her. She's like, "Are you wearing makeup?" And I'm like, "No, I look like
I never do." Yeah,
man.
The little under eye lines. You're like, "No,
like,
this
is birthmarks. Did you
this
not
is
notice?
My eyelashes.
That's what I look like." I think I'm gonna do that when I go and see her, and she's gonna hate it. She's gonna be like, "You're gonna draw attention to yourself. You're gonna get mugged on the street," because they know that only foreigners would wear makeup like that, and she's not wrong. Which is why I'm going to bring my fanny pack. Also, I don't think I'm going to bring my wallet with me outside. What's the point? My credit cards won't work. I don't have any cash. My ID is meaningless. The only thing I'm scared about is my phone. My phony woney? To be fair, I don't think I have actually, no, technically I have my mom's phone number. And I was going to say, like, I don't have the phone numbers of the people that are my family. And I was like, well, I literally do. That's how I talk to them. Anyway. The only thing I'm scared about is that my phone, if I lose my phone, that's my job. Like, that's my career.
That's my livelihood.
Everything.
How am I going to get on TikTok?
I can't. I have to, like, sign in on another phone. And I have to make sure that it's the same phone number because that's you have the phone number. It's actually what's attached to your TikTok account. And, like, it's so hard. So, I will say that I would rather legitimately get punched in the face repeatedly than lose my phone. And I feel like a lot of people would agree. Yeah. As long as I didn't lose a tooth. You know what I mean? Like, no permanent damage.
True.
I didn't spend 4 years.
Just a couple bruises.
A couple bruises. I could make TikToks about it and be like, hey guys, just who got beat up.
Yeah. Recreating the Johnny Depp trial and be like, too. Why was there so many videos about that?
That was the grossest. I hate how show trial-y it was. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I didn't like it at all.
Thank God the internet was not around for OJ. Do you understand how horrible the court of public opinion would have been?
Yeah. We needed Norm to be on update for this Johnny Depp trial, though. That would have been great to see what jokes he would have said.
He gets fired because the NBC executives are like, stop making jokes about this. I kept getting asked my opinion on it. And you know what? I was like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I don't have an opinion. You know why? Because I don't know the information. And 99% of y'all don't know either. So shut up.
True.
You don't have to have an opinion on everything. It's so annoying.
I did see she said in some interview or something, I saw some like clip out of context, but it was like, Johnny Depp's lawyer said you had the greatest performance he's ever seen in his life. What do you say to that? And she was like, the guy who everyone believed he had scissors for hands, you think that wasn't a better performance? Or like she said something like that. And it was honestly like really funny. But I was like, I don't think I should be laughing at all of this personal stuff that's happening.
I don't even know. There's a lot of weird stuff that's going on. In regards to this trial, because wasn't he on camera where he admitted to technically putting his hands on her? And I'm not saying that she was perfectly innocent in this situation. There was some details. It was like, eventually I caved in. And I watched a few videos that didn't really they were not particularly illuminating. But there were some things where I was like, I can at least understand why he would want to have his name publicly cleared, right? At the very least, I can understand why, like, all right, if I was getting my reputation dragged through the mud, maybe the only way to gain your reputation back is to deliberately, I think because he filed the lawsuit in Delaware or something, because California has very specific laws about, like, not recording court proceedings or whatnot.
Yeah, I did see that,
And so as a result, I was like, okay. But here's the thing. I didn't want to bother doing any more research. Do you know why? Because I don't know these people. I don't know these people. I was not in the jury. I was not a journalist. I was not a legal scholar. Yeah. It was none of my freaking business. And he's fine now, right? Because he got off.
I think so, yeah.
If anything, like, frankly speaking, the objective was to basically get his reputation back. Save a few publications where I'm like, okay, y'all don't have to be riding this #MeToo horse that hard. You can admit that there are women who are going to be opportunists in the situation. I don't know if Amber Heard was. Maybe not. But I'm just saying, the automatic response of like, always believe women. Always believe every single one? Every single individual one? Elizabeth Holmes?
I'm pretty sure Bill Burr has like a bit about this, and he was like, "You're telling me I'm supposed to believe all of them?"
Maybe
like,
that's where it came from.
Even the ones that go on cruise ships, or like he had like all these examples. It's a really funny bit,
a mini Schumer moment. My apologies.
No, yours, you weren't even like copying.
Parallel thinking, because mine wasn't even a joke. It was like an actual observation.
Yours was just the actual observation. Yeah.
I think like maybe that's an appropriate. That might be an appropriate place to cap off this episode, is me giving my mini fence-sitting spiel on Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And that's what I love most about it, is sometimes you gotta admit, you don't know. Watching YouTube videos does not make you a freaking expert on a certain court proceedings, you weirdos. Stop doing body analysis videos. Yo, that's not a science. That's not a real thing. I've seen
so many of those.
They circle.
There's this one guy... Yeah, he does them for, like, late-night interviews, and it's like, none of this is real. He'll be like, Conan scratched his nose. That means he's not engaged in the conversation. It's like, what are you talking about?
I love that even when FBI body analysis experts are like, yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions. You can't even really tell beyond a certain point how someone's acting. Like, this is a person who was a Fed admitting this.
Yeah.
You're expecting me to believe that these random freaking... people with not even a psych degree Not even. Maybe they took AP Psych. Who didn't? You're not
Yeah.
special. And the thumbnails are always like that giant red circle. Or someone they'll be like, she is crying. Clearly that means that she's upset. And they're like, oh, taking notes. Taking notes. Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Anywho, that's all we gotta say on that. Tune in next week for another episode that's not gonna come. It's not gonna come.
Yeah. See ya at some point.
Eventually. Bye.
Bye.